Hi, I'm Maud May Simpson. Let me tell you the story of my life. I was born in 1889 in Lions Head, on Lake Huron, Ontario, and lived there until I was 7. Then we joined our father in Bagot, Manitoba. But our father had been absent for 5 years and things did not go well. I fell and broke my wrist. This kept me home for some time. That autumn I was helping my sister find our cows and got very badly bitten with a dog. My uncle came and carried me home. Father was so angry. My mother loved peace with everyone, and I cannot remember a time when she could not find something good to say about people, no matter what the circumstance. A year and a half after we came to Manitoba, Father left again, and while I saw him sometimes and he always liked to see us, the burden of the home fell on my mother's shoulders. My brothers helped her all they could. I was a lonely and thoughtful child, not understood by many. I was very truthful, but I had a bad temper. I would fight, warning others that they would be sorry. But a whisper seemed always to come saying, "Take it to the Lord." Although my family never knew it, I fought out my childhood troubles on my knees and as a result never fulfilled my threats of revenge. We went to the Methodist Sunday school and church, and sometimes the minister visited us. My teachers were all trying to live a Christian life and taught us to also. The Bible was nearly always read in school, generally after noon. When I was about 13, my youngest sister and a number of other boys and girls joined the Methodist Church. They wanted me to join also, but I refused. Something just did not suit me, I don't know what. After I grew up, I was a school teacher for 2 years. I fell in love with Arthur Teal from Yorkshire, England. And in 1910 we were married. We farmed and it was a tough life. When the First World War broke out, Arthur felt it was his duty to help defend his country and his family. Sadly, he was killed in France during the Canadian victory at Vimy Ridge in 1917. I was left to run the farm by myself and raise our 4 children. In 1919 I married Fred Randall, who could do the heavy farm work, but he could be a brutal man. He chased my son Walter from our home and told him to never come back. Walter went to live with my brother Watt. Life during the Great Depression was extremely harsh. When my second husband died in 1938, I was left to farm alone again. My sons Ralph and Walter joined the army and served overseas in World War II. Ralph was killed in Belgium in 1944 and Walter became a prisoner of war, nearly dying of starvation in Germany. I was glad when the horror of war ended. My daughter Sally Hippard joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in 1943 in Saskatchewan. To me, what the missionaries said seemed too good to be true, but my own conversion followed shortly after. Then my brother Watt. Watt was baptized in a creek at the age of 72 because they had no access to an indoor font. They feared the sudden chill could cause a heart attack, but Watt didn't even catch a cold. Watt and I both moved to Raymond, Alberta in 1944 to be closer to Sally's family and the major population centers of the church. When my daughter Ione became ill and could no longer take care of her children, the government wanted to take her children and put them up for adoption. I desperately wanted to keep my family together. I had my hair dyed to make myself look younger, and I used all my resources to win custody of Ione's children. My prayers were answered and I had the opportunity to raise Ione's children. I had a little house in Raymond, and was desperately poor, but I survived with the help of my family and my church. In return for help from the church, I made clothing to be distributed to the poor. When I was unable to do everything myself, Sally and Charlie cheerfully helped. I am grateful for my family and my church and for the help of my Savior Jesus Christ.